Hello guys, today we have our next story in our Monsters A to Z series. You might recognize this as one of our older stories that we have rewritten to be a rhyming story. That way, when the time comes that we publish all of the stories together as a book, it will match the others. This one is not really a monster, but more of a creature. It begins with the letter F. What is it? Let's first hear who the superstars are on this episode.
My name is Sumi. I live in Melbourne. I was born in Sydney, and my favorite food is chocolate. I am 9 this year.
Hi, my name is Edda. I'm 7 and I'm from Korea, and I like to draw. My name is Ava. I'm 8 years old and I'm from Canada, and I really like cats and skiing.
Well done, guys. You did an excellent job. Okay, Ruby, let's hear what creature begins with F.
The fairy. Bella was a baker and her cakes were all the best. People came from far and wide to put them to the test.
Delicious,
cried the ladies.
Oh, they taste like paradise.
Outstanding,
said the gentleman.
We'll have another slice.
They tucked into her angel cakes the tasty rainbow dream. They dug into the pastries that were filled with chocolate cream. Little did they know as they ate buttered scones with berries that hidden out of sight there was a hungry band of fairies. The fairies looked on jealously. Their little tummies rumbled.
We also want to try some cake,
the leader of them grumbled.
It's terribly unfair,
complained the little gang of sisters.
I think I have a plan,
the leader of the fairies whispered. Later in the evening, after all the guests had gone, Bella set off down the road while whistling a song. She turned round a corner and was shocked at what she saw. A tiny thing with little wings was lying on the floor.
Help!
The creature groaned and then it gave a little yelp.
A fairy!
Bella gasped as she bent down to try and help. Suddenly, the fairy threw some dust in Bella's eyes. Bella staggered back and then she cried out in surprise.
Oh!
The world began to spin and Bella fell into a heap. She felt her eyes get heavy as she groaned and fell asleep. She woke up in a cave. Her eyes were watery and bleary. She looked around and saw that she'd been kidnapped by the fairies. They sat at little tables, each with little forks and plates. They chatted with excitement. They were all in quite a state. They hammered on the tables chanting,
Bake, bake, bake! We can't wait to fill our plates with cake, cake, cake!
The leader of the fairies raised a hand and looked around. She glared at all the others who began to settle down. The leader said,
I'm sorry that we used our fairy dust, but we demand to eat your cake. We can't resist. We must.
Bella staggered to her feet and said,
I understand.
But little did the fairies know that Bella had a plan.
I need a few ingredients,
said Bella with a grin.
I'll need some eggs and sugar and a bowl to mix it in.
We haven't got a mixing bowl,
replied the fairy leader.
And as for eggs and sugar, well, we haven't got those either.
Well, then you have to fetch them from my kitchen,
Bella said.
Now run along, it won't take long.
And off the leader sped. The others banged the tables, chanting,
Bake, bake, bake! We can't wait to fill our plates with cake, cake, cake!
The leader soon returned with all the things that were required.
Good.
The baker said,
But there's more that I desire. I need a whisk and wooden spoon, a bit of baking powder, a tablespoon of butter, and a teacup full of flour.
The leader gave a sigh and said,
We do not have those things.
She flew back to the kitchen with a flutter of her wings. Impatiently, the others grumbled,
Bake, bake, bake! How long we wait to fill our plates with cake, cake, cake!
Soon the leader came back with the things that Bella needed.
Now do we have everything?
The tired fairy pleaded.
I know you want a cake,
Said Bella.
but if I'm to make it, I'll need to use your oven and a tray on which to bake it. The oven must be perfect, so make sure it is a hot one.
An oven?
Cried the fairy.
Oh, we haven't even got one.
The disappointed fairies gave a grumble and a groan.
Wait!
Said Bella with a smile.
I have one at my home. I promise you shall have your cake. There's no need to despair. Take me to my house and we can bake it over there.
Happily, the fairies shouted,
Bake, bake, bake!
They all set off together, chanting,
Bake, bake, bake!
As soon as they returned, the baker started mixing batter. And once the cake was in the form, they licked the bowl and chattered. Bella popped the cake into the oven for an hour. The fairies washed the dishes while she swept up all the flour. They sat and waited patiently until the cake was done. Then Bella cut them each a slice. The time to eat had come. The fairies ate it with delight. They all came back for more. They said,
We've never had a cake as good as this before.
Now, my darlings,
Bella said,
I finished with my task. There's no need to kidnap me. You only had to ask. Every day at closing time, I'll leave you all a treat. I'll make it extra special and I'll make it extra sweet.
The fairies all agreed, and then they went back to their den. From that day, she never ever saw the gang again. But sometimes in her kitchen, just when she would start to bake, she heard the little fairies chanting,
Bake, bake, bake!
Hey guys, if you like this episode, please share it with your friends and family. It is one of the best ways to support BKFK Storytime.